Hey y'all, iRick Guy here, and a question I get a lot of the time is, hey man, what's the best camera that I should use for video? You know, I'm starting a YouTube channel. I think I'm really going to enjoy this hobby, and I want to have something that'll really make me look as professional and as possible, rather, but not necessarily break the bank too severely. Now, there's a lot of options out there, and something that I've done, I've been around the block. You can check out my older YouTube videos. You'll see a lot of those videos. The audio quality was horrible. The video quality was horrible. But the product of that was learning what works and what doesn't work. So now I've learned what works. And now I've hit the point to where I'm perfecting, or not perfecting, but I'm assembling the ultimate toolkit for me, for video and stills. And tell me what you think about the audio quality and the video quality of this video. I am filming this outside. This is manual focus, and I think it probably looks really good. Actually, I've got the Play Memories app on my phone, so I can see where I am in the frame. And having not uploaded this video to YouTube yet, obviously right now I'm filming the video. I'm standing in front of the camera. I think that it looks really good. You can see the background is out of focus. That's the product of this aperture. This is f2 aperture, which is really nice. If you're looking at some of the, and the Sony G Master lenses are wonderful, by the way, but they're f2.8 aperture. This is a Zeiss Loxia 50mm, and it's an f2 aperture, so you can even get more defocused background, also commonly referred to as bokeh, with this lens. And I'm paired it with the A7R2. But the beauty of this lens, it is a full frame lens. So, you know, any of your Sony bodies that support the E-mount system, you can you'll likely be able to use this lens with it. Now, if they're a crop sensor camera, obviously it's not going to be like, because this is on full frame A7R2, so it's 50mm. But if you put it on like on an A6500 or something, it's going to change the focal length a little bit. So the beauty of this, though, is that if you're really getting into YouTubing, you may get to a situation in the future where you may have multiple camera bodies, and having a lens that in my opinion just performs exceptionally well, and being able to use it with other camera bodies as well, that's a huge convenience. And you know, for that reason, I highly recommend considering for your YouTube kit going in with something that's a you know, starting out, an interchangeable lens camera. Even if you get fancier bodies in the future, let's say for example you didn't start out with the A7R2 like I'm using here. Say you started out, maybe you just started out with an older was it A6300 or A6300, A6000 or whatever, that takes the E-mount lenses, but is a lot more affordable camera body. In the future, if you needed to upgrade to the A7R2 or whatever the latest and greatest is, it's E-mount, it makes it easier, because the lens is ultimately the super expensive part. I mean, the camera bodies can be very expensive too, but the lens is something that, unless Sony changes their format, it's hopefully something that'll be able to be used with the latest and greatest camera bodies, or just a second camera body. You know, maybe you've developed your kit of lenses like I have. I've got this 50mm Loxia that I'm filming with right now. I've got an 85mm Batis, and I've got a 25mm Batis. That's my kit right now. I need to get a zoom lens for wildlife video and photography. But as far as using, you know, for in the studio and face-on video segments like this out in the wilderness, prime lenses that don't zoom, they're the best in my opinion. The G Masters are great. The Sony G Masters, they're kind of heavy though. Not that that's a problem for everyone, but they're kind of heavy. And obviously, at least at the time of posting this, the 16-35 and the 24-70, I think they top out at f2.8 aperture. So again, this lens is an f2 aperture. My Batis 85 is a f1.8 aperture, and I think the 25mm, I don't have it in my bag with me right now. I think it's either an f2 or an f2.8. I'd have to check. But you know, it's one of those things. It's what works best for you, and I will tell you. And I keep looking at my viewfinder on my phone just to admire the quality of this lens, even in real time right now. That's what's so cool about this, having the ability to have a viewfinder app on your smartphone, so you can confirm your alignment within the frame, and also the focus. And check out my other videos. Check the link within this video's description, because I show you how I achieved what I feel is somewhat perfect manual focus for this video and others. You know, how I did it with the Loxia, the A7R2, and you know, it doesn't have to be that complicated. But you know, if you think that you're going to go out, and even if you think, oh, well, the solution is to spend just an insane amount for an autofocus camcorder, you know, those can be pretty good. But when at the end of the day, these cameras and these lenses, from my experience, it's just hard to beat the color. It's hard to beat the image quality, and you know, there is a slight learning curve, but it's really not that difficult. And the beauty is, once it's learned once, it starts to make sense. So, you know, my best advice for YouTubers, if you're starting really small and really limited budget, you know, these camera phones, these smartphones, like this is the iPhone 7 Plus, but even the older iPhones, the Androids, the cameras in these aren't bad. And you know, to get started, it's good to at least have content, and then, you know, don't step up to something that's just a mediocre camera. Save and get something that's better quality, because in the long run, you'll probably be a lot happier if you really get addicted to YouTube, to be able to have a bag of glass, you know, a bag of lenses that, you know, regardless of which camera body you're using, you can pop it on and just get really good, really phenomenal, really convincing video results like this without breaking the bank in an insane way. It's expensive, but it's not cost prohibitive with the proper amount of planning. So thanks for watching, and be sure to subscribe, youtube.com/iRickSky. And again, check the link within this video's description. You can find the camera body, the camera lens, the microphone, the tripod, and a whole lot more. And I've got a video tutorial series there. If you don't see a video that addresses the questions that you're trying to answer, shoot me a message on social media, and I'll try my best to whip up a video and put it up on youtube.com/iRickSky. Y'all have a good day. Hey y'all, iRickSky here. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to subscribe, like, and share. It's viewers like you that enable my channel to continue to grow. Thank you.